everyone, it's Alicia Malone. Welcome to a very different episode of Fandango Indie Movie Guide. Right now I am in Portland, Oregon, rainy Portland, Oregon. I have just rented a car and I'm driving up to Mount Hood in Oregon for the Overlook Film Festival, which is all about horror films. And I'm on the jury, so I thought I would take you along for the journey. Let's do this. Probably should have gotten snow chains there to get up the mountain. Didn't think I was going to make it at a few points, white knuckling the whole time, but I did. I made it, and I'm here at the Timberline Hotel for the Overlook Film Festival. Not the Overlook Hotel, but it was used as the exterior for the Overlook in The Shining, and I'm not in room 237, but I'm in room 211, and it is a very, very cute little hotel. As I said, I'm on the jury here, and there are a couple of Australian films which are part of the competition, and I wanted to tell you about two of them, particularly Hounds of Love. This comes out on May 12th and it is brilliant. It's set in the mid-80s. It's about a girl who gets kidnapped by these serial killers who are a husband and wife, and she quickly realizes that they have a lot of issues, so she's trying to figure out how to get out of the situation by maybe playing on their emotions. It's very smart. It's more of a psychological thriller, but deeply disturbing at the same time, so I highly recommend Hounds of Love. The other Aussie film that's playing in competition is called Boys in the Trees. It's directed by Nicholas Verso. This is set in the 90s, and it's all about these two skateboard kids who end up confronting their own demons and their ghosts from the past during Halloween night. It's beautifully shot. It's like a little mystery. It slowly reveals itself, and the type of movie that you keep thinking about long after it's done. The hallways are not quite as creepy as the Overlook Hotel, but hotel hallways are always a little bit creepy. I also got to see MFA and Stillborn, which are two films with great female leads. MFA is about an art student, an MFA student, who gets raped in college and then she decides to take revenge. It stars Francesca Eastwood, directed by Natalia Light. And I thought this one was really well done, I think mainly because Francesca brought something emotional to it. Stillborn is another one with a female lead, and this is directed by Brandon Christensen, and it's about a woman who has twins, but one of them is stillborn, and then she starts getting attacked by a demon in her house, or she could just be suffering from postpartum depression. It's creepy and lots of jump scares. Again, the female protagonist, who's played by Christy Burke, did a really good job at grounding the story. Okay, this is pretty creepy at night, but I'm making my way back from seeing, if you can even see me, from seeing Killing Ground. Man, Australians know how to make some creepy stuff. I really liked the structure of it. It was about this young couple who were camping, and at the same time it was telling a story about this young family who were camping. And the family ended up being hunted down by some sociopaths, but you're putting together the story at the same time, even though they were set apart from each other. Oh, the sociopaths were really freaky. You didn't get much of a sense about why they did what they did, but it was pretty creepy. And I really liked that the girl had a lot to do in the end. The altitude's killing me. This is the very first Overlook Film Festival, and it's been created by two guys who are programmers at other festivals, including Sundance in the midnight section. So they spend their year traveling around the world to festivals, watching all these horrors and thrillers, and then for this festival they've handpicked some of the best that they've seen from around the world. So today I also saw a film from the UK called Two Pigeons, and this is very creepy. It is directed by Dominic Bridges, and it's about this real estate agent who lives in a tiny apartment, but he doesn't realize that there's another guy who's living there secretly, and then this guy starts to ruin his life. So I love a self-contained movie, as you guys know, and the fact that it is all set in a small apartment really adds to that claustrophobia, and then makes me very paranoid and makes me want to check my bed underneath it to to make sure there's no one sleeping at it before I go to sleep. Sitting in the corner taking a break with a little bit of a glass of wine. It is almost the end of my time here at the Overlook Film Festival. I have tonight and then tomorrow morning, and then I have to go home. I'm having such a great time. I also got to see another 2 movies. The first one is called Like Me. It's from the US. It's directed by Robert Mockler, and it's interesting because it's all about this young girl who wants to be internet famous. She's a loner, very much just always by herself, very reckless as well, and she holds up a convenience store, and then it gets really popular on the internet, so she gets more and more brazen, kidnaps a guy, but ends up having an interesting relationship with him, a friendship. So it's a fascinating movie. I thought it was shot really well, some very trippy moments. That's a good one to look out for something different. And then I saw the craziest movie ever called The Dwarves Must Be Crazy from Thailand, and it's about a bunch of little people living in Thailand. Their tribe, they start eating these berries that they found and then turning into zombies, I guess. Zombies that like to eat an area of a person that you sit on. That's as classily as I can put it. Crazy movie, but it's kind of fun to see something that really goes out there, and you will not see anything else like this at any other festival besides Overlook Film Festival and Fantastic Fest.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one and only Overlook Film Festival.
There are 6 people up in the observation tower at the top of the mountain.
Are you kidding me?
So that was pretty cool. That was 2 short radio plays voiced by actors. I love seeing stuff like that, live acting where you have to use your imagination to picture what's going on. Very, very cool experience. And next up is a secret screening, which I hear is from the folks at A24, which makes me think I definitely have to go. The secret screening was a movie that's coming out later this year from A24 called It Comes at Night, starring a great cast: Joel Edgerton, Carmen Ejogo, Christopher Abbott, Riley Keough, and it's set in this post-apocalyptic world where most of the world has died from a mysterious illness, and so these 2 families are trying to survive, and there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of distrust, and nobody wants to get sick. So it's pretty brutal, it's extremely intense, and there were plenty of times when I looked away and plenty of times when I held my breath. It's directed by Trey Edward Schultz, who did Creature, which is a great tiny little indie from a couple of years ago that he did with his family. So if you enjoyed that film, if you haven't checked it out, but if you enjoy that film, that this is him doing horror, and he really shows so much promise as a director. And this is the end for my time here at the Overlook Film Festival. It has been so much fun. Definitely putting this festival on my radar to come back next year. Me and the jury decided that the grand jury prize should go to Hounds of Love, the Australian film by Ben Young. And then we gave a special mention to the scariest film, which was Stillborn, because that movie made us jump so much. Hopefully you get to see all these films, and thank you for coming along with me on the journey. I'm going to head back down the mountain and then back to LA. Bye!